What's going on, everyone? Matt with your Brains Gym here, and today we're doing Motivational Monday. We're going to be talking about taking risks, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and asking questions. Okay, so we're going to start with asking questions. You may or may not have heard this before, but ask and you shall receive. It's so very true, but it is a tried and true old time saying that is almost being forgotten nowadays. People have the fear of denial, the fear of the word no, a simple word no. You cannot take no as an answer in this world. You just cannot, plain and simple. If you do, you will not succeed. And whatever your definition of success is, everyone has different ambitions and goals and desires. But you will not succeed if you're afraid of the answer no, if you're fear denial. Okay? If you don't ask, the answer is already going to be no. You cannot be afraid to ask. Not one person on this earth knows everything. Not one person on this earth has all the knowledge. But if you ask other people, you can start to gain knowledge from other people and store that in your own mind to use, or to spread that knowledge to other people as well. You just can't be afraid to ask. I'm reading a book right now. It's literally called Ask. And yeah, it's right here actually. This is the book by Mark Victor Hansen called Ask. It's a great book. The Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny. Kind of just recently started it about maybe a quarter of the way through. And it's an incredibly powerful book about people's stories, people's life stories, people's successes, rises and falls and rising again. But you cannot be afraid to ask. If you fear denial, if you fear the word no, the answer is already going to be no, because you're going to play with yourself in your head. You're going to battle yourself, and you're going to be like, well, I'm embarrassed to ask this question, because what will he think of me if I don't know? It could be a simple question, or it could be a big question. But if you don't know, you're not going to get the answer. The answer is already going to be no. This kind of leads into taking risks and stuff. Well, I'll say stepping outside of your comfort zone. A lot of people don't like stepping out of their comfort zone, putting themselves in uncomfortable situations and scenarios, because they don't know how they're going to react, act, and respond to things. Well, that's true. You don't know. But until you put yourself in those uncomfortable scenarios and those situations that go against kind of just the way that you are and do things, then you're not going to gain success. You're not going to make discoveries. You're not going to come across newfound knowledge. An example I like to think about and use is the Wright brothers. So they really stepped outside of their comfort zone, about what they were doing and who they were. They were just two bicycle mechanics that got the first plane up for 6 to 8 seconds. Now, a glass half empty person would say, oh, they only got a plane up for 6 seconds? Well, before that, no one had gotten a plane up, or built a plane that was able to get up and fly for any amount of time. So they looked at it as, holy crap, we got a plane up for 6 whole seconds. But they were just two bicycle mechanics. If they didn't step out of their comfort zone of, I'm just a bicycle mechanic, I don't know, this is just who I am, this is my life. I'm not going to say we wouldn't have discovered aviation, flying, and been able to get a plane up, but it maybe would have taken so much longer if these two gentlemen didn't step outside of their comfort zone, take a risk. Like I said earlier, being afraid of taking risks. We're going to talk about risk. They didn't take a risk because they didn't fear failure. Yes, it came back down after 6 seconds. It kind of maybe could have been a failure, but also it was a success. But they did fail because it didn't stay up. But they sat back down at the drawing board and they were like, okay, why didn't it stay up? We have to figure this out. We got to take another risk again. We got to step outside of our comfort zone again and see if we can get it higher and fly longer than it did the first time. If you have a fear of not taking a risk, and you fear failure, I've talked about this before, you're going to learn more from your failures than your successes, you won't go anywhere in life. I'll use myself as an example as well. I had absolutely zero sales experience. Absolutely none at all. Not really much customer service experience ever. But now I have a job with cellular sales, which is Verizon's #1 retailer for their products, services, and plans and phones and stuff like that. I took a risk. I left my job. I stopped what I was doing to open a new chapter in my life. And now this is proving to be not only financially, but also, what's the word I want to use? Just personally, it's going to be a huge stepping stone in my life for getting to, like I said, the next chapter. But if I had just said, oh man, I have no sales experience, I have no customer service experience, I've never worked in wireless sales and retail sales before, I would have said, nah, you know what, why would they want to hire me? I have no sales experience. Why would they want to hire me? All I've ever done is worked in warehouses and done plumbing my whole life. Why would they ever want to hire me? But they really liked me after talking to me and having a sit down and looking at my resume and seeing that I created my own LLC. They're looking for, they were looking for someone just like me, a very independent, driven, persistent person. Even though I had no sales experience and no customer service experience, at the same time, they are taking a risk on me. As I am taking a risk at, I was taking a risk at putting myself in an uncomfortable environment, in an uncomfortable situation, and stepping out of my comfort zone. If I had just been, oh, you know what, I'll just go back to plumbing. There's a very specific reason I left plumbing. I'm not going to get all into that. There's a very specific reason I left doing quality analyst at a distribution warehouse. If I had just been complacent and let my negative thoughts control me and had that fear of taking a risk and stepping out of my comfort zone, I wouldn't have literally quadrupled my salary, quadrupled my monthly income. And I've now surrounded myself with like-minded, very positive individuals. But if I had just let myself, battle myself, literally, be like, no, don't go in there. They're not going to want you. Don't step out of your comfort zone. Just, stay where you are. Stay what you're doing. I wouldn't have ended up where I am now today. I wouldn't have been like, I'm not like the Wright brothers, but we did something similar. We stepped out of our comfort zone. We walked away from a line of work that, the only line of work that we kind of knew at the time. But you see what comes from stepping out of your comfort zone, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. That's when you perform your best, because it's literally almost like do or die in a sense. You're going to either do it, figure it out, or you're going to fail. And if you fail, you got to stop and really be hard with yourself and be like, why did you fail? Why didn't this work out? If you're just soft, you're going to say, you're just going to get down. You're going to beat yourself when you're down. No one else is going to kick you when you're down on a failure unless you let them, except you. So step out of your comfort zone, start to take risks, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Because if you fear failure, you're never going to take risks. If you fear being uncomfortable and you like being complacent, you're never going to gain more knowledge and experience, and you're just going to stay put in your life. And if you're just staying put, you're literally going forwards because everything else in this world is moving forward. You're going to end up going backwards because everything else in this world is moving forward. And if you're not asking questions, the answer is already going to be no. I promise you that. All right, guys, so I hope you guys like this Motivational Monday. Hope you maybe had some good key takeaways. Maybe this is something you needed to hear. This is something I need to hear a decent amount of the time. That's why I make these videos, not only for myself to go back and watch, but for other people to be able to improve themselves, better their life, gain more success. Whatever your, definition of success is, everyone's going to have it differently. Everyone has different ambitions and goals. That's perfectly fine. But I try to make these videos to not only motivate others, but so that I can go back and look at this and see why I'm doing this, see why I do the things I do. And I hope that this can be, like I said, someone out there can take either one or two or, three or the whole video as key takeaways and be like, oh, wow, I have a fear of taking risks because I have a fear of failure. Man, I don't like stepping out of my comfort zone because I know that I'm not going to know how to react or respond. No, you're not going to, but until you do that, you're never going to gain more experience and knowledge. And if you don't ask questions, the answer is always going to be no. So please start to use other people on this world, on this earth, in this world. Use them. We're all in this together. You just have to ask for help. Ask others if they need help. Step out of your comfort zone and take risks. That's what it's about. Failing and learning from it. So I hope you guys, and or if you know someone that needs to hear this, maybe send this video to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, definitely let me know, but tell me why down in the comment section why you didn't like it. And I hope to see you guys back here on Friday.